Viagra for women. 25 such products are on the market for men, but nothing for women and their satisfaction. Men have a little blue pill, so why not a little pink pill for the ladies? Mara Schiavocampo found out the answers are a lot more complicated, just like female sexuality.
Sex.
Sex tips. Orgasm. The big O.
The talk of the talk shows.
Faking orgasms to me totally depends on how much money is involved. How much did you say is in that 401k? Woo!
But in a world where women are told they can have it all, when did making it turn into just faking it? We hit the streets of New York with relationship expert Siggy Flicker and found, though we try...
How many times a week do you have sex?
And we try.
Are you satisfied with your sex life?
I got it. Almost half of the women in America say they can't get no satisfaction, but 1 in 10 women has no sexual desire at all. It's a little-known condition called hypoactive sexual desire disorder.
Sex just seems like so much work.
You have had sexual interest, it's reduced. You're bothered by this.
It's not just reduced, it's stay away, I don't want that, put that thing away.
Even young women can lose their mojo. Catherine Campbell was once a promising country rock singer.
That's what the night is for.
She was known for her brash confidence, her sexy strut.
I used to love being in front of people. I used to love singing on stage. I used to love performing. I had a certain sexual attitude.
But when this young mother of 2 hit her sexual prime, everything suddenly shut off.
There's nothing sexual that I feel about myself. And so my confidence is gone. I don't want to be in front of people.
A lot of people think that this is something that people go through later in lives. Did it surprise you to be feeling this way so young?
Yes. And it was devastating, honestly, because I am 30 years old and I've got nothing. It's not that we stopped having sex. It's just out of obligation.
We asked Catherine and her husband Chris which one is most likely to initiate sex.
It actually may have been more me initiating before this problem, before I realized I had a problem.
Yeah, it definitely was a two-way street at one point, and then it turned into a one-way street. And you can only go one way for so long before you hit a dead end, and now it's just a closed dirt road.
We asked on a scale of 1 to 10 how they'd rate their sex life together.
Why'd you choose a 3?
I chose 3 because I'm obviously dealing with some sexual dysfunction issues. I'm not proud of this number, and if I'm going to say our sex life, I do think that it's my body that's failing me.
At one point, I would give that at least an 8 or 9, but now it's
You would have given me a 10 before. Come on, baby.
9.9.
Okay, all right.
So what's the answer? That's where sex medicine comes in. There are strange sex remedies by the score, from creams to sprays to shots in strange places.
The shot does have to be given in the vagina.
But what if there was a pill? Like the one that turned ordinary men into champions.
This is the age of taking action. Viagra.
So far, there are dozens of drugs for men, but for women, that number is 0. But Cindy Whitehead, president of a company named Sprout, is fighting to get the first low-libido drug for women approved by the FDA. It's called flibanserin.
Biology is at play for women. I think that's what's been missing in this equation up until now. Viagra is a blood flow issue, a mechanical issue, and flibanserin works on key chemicals in the brain.
Some of the criticism has been that it isn't really that effective.
I would say, by whose definition? If we say it's modest, I'd argue it's meaningful.
And patient 24163.
This woman volunteered for the Sprout trial.
Istanbul.
Barbara Gattuso and her husband Greg once had the perfect marriage.
When we were first married, I would initiate no matter where we were. On a construction site, behind the bushes, behind a tree, in an empty house, and pretty soon there was just nothing. I would go to bed early so I could avoid my husband's approach.
But after 5 days on that little pink pill, her sex drive came roaring back.
On the medication.
On the medication, I chase him.
So in the perfect world of female Viagra, how many times a week would Barbara and Greg want sex?
Is that 13?
Her experience with that drug turned her into an advocate. Barbara joined Sprout's lobby group.
And next we'll go to Barbara.
We followed her to Washington, where she testified at the FDA.
I would like to see the FDA approve a treatment
for her right to sexual satisfaction.
We want to be whole again. We want to be the wives that our husbands marry. We want to have a normal sex life.
But the FDA said that flibanserin's modest benefits were outweighed by its risks and turned it down.
HSD.
Despite the setback, Cindy Whitehead just did new testing on flibanserin and hopes to resubmit the drug for approval next year.
You know, one thing that Sprout and the FDA always agreed on is the fact that this is an important unmet need.
As for Catherine Campbell, she now believes that little pink pill may be her last hope.
I will be the first person in line waiting to get my hands on it. I want an option for me. I want an option for a woman that works.